everybody, Artist Mark A. Foltz here. Join me for another painting session. Today I'm going to paint black and blue. Boom! Black and blue. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to beat you if you don't watch my video. Black and blue. Okay, anyways, let's get on with this. First of all, I got some water here, but this is distilled water, people, not tap water. I don't use tap water. Okay, tap water has a lot of impurities, but I'm going to add a little alcohol to it. And there's a reason why I add alcohol to it. Okay? It's 91%, so don't buy that 70 stuff. Buy the 91%. You want it pretty strong because you're diluting it in water. And this is going to help with the abstract here. You'll know what I mean in a minute. Anyways, let's get it out of the way for now. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do, let's see this brush. So I'm going to paint this whole canvas blue. I have different kinds of blue here, light and dark. It doesn't really matter. They're going to mix together. Let's get the white out of the way. Let's do it as fast as we can here. We want to make this video 10 hours long. Woo! Okay, that's a really beautiful southwestern turquoise color. And I like it. It's okay. There's a little bit of water in the brush there. Okay. I'm using an edge quality canvas. A little thinner than I like them. I usually like to work on gallery wraps as well. They're a little bit more heavier duty stretcher board, but this will work for what we're doing. This is the type of stuff I sell all the time, so it's not really that bad a deal. It's just that I like to use a thicker, heavier duty canvas when I do these because they move around a lot. And sometimes you have to frame these. They might get a little warpy. Warpy, is that a word? Warpy? Anyways, just a liberal amount of blue everywhere. Got to get everything here. Whoa! Okay, normally I let stuff kind of dry, but you know, for video purposes, I'm kicking butt here, and I'm going to just do it like this. And I like all the brush strokes too. The brush strokes are cool. I like to leave those in there. I'm not worried about brush strokes. If you're worried about that, then you're worried about too many things. Okay. Looking like it's pretty good. It's nice medium layer. And sometimes I put a little gesso on this canvas before I start as well. Like the day before. And sometimes I do it wet on wet. But it depends if I want a bunch of texture. So that's kind of where I'm working with. It's kind of what I'm working at with it. Okay, I'm liking that. Let's get the blue, just get it out of the way. And I might have to get it again, but who knows. Okay, so I'll stick that in the water for now. Now I'm going to pick out this big tape here. Oh, we got blue on it. Go figure. Okay, so the paint is still wet. But as you guys know, I don't like to wait because I'm impatient as heck, so. Let's lay some blue right about here. Boom. Right into that wet paint. That also kind of makes it have like a little bit of a seal. Okay, and we're making an interesting pattern here with tape. That's what we're trying to look for. We're blocking that in. We're blocking that in. Okay. Let's do another piece right about here. About the same thickness. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay. Now what I want to do is make two parallel lines in the center to balance the piece. Gotta have balance. Gotta have balance to have unbalance. Okay. And we're gonna kind of go in this quadrant right here. Oh, messed that up a little. It's okay, I don't need all that anyway. And we're going to get that quadrant right about there. There we go. Perfect. And we're going to do another piece. Separate those two quadrants. Right about, I want a skinnier piece right in between. Right about there is good. Okay. So now we have a nice balance there and there. We need two pieces over here. So now we're going to use the thinner tape. A little bit thinner, 1 inch, about 1 inch. And we're going to go make a kind of a rectangular piece at the top. You want that nice and straight. You got to kind of hurry here because there's a reason why I'm doing this. Keep watching. Don't get bored. And like I said, we want it to be a nice little quadrant piece there for balance. And let's get rid of that. So now we have like a topsy-turvy kind of pattern going on. We need one more thing to balance it over here in the corner. You can see it's just a little off. If you know anything about quadrants, you know that you got to make it unequal to make it equal. So we're going to put a little bit right here. Right, a little bit smaller too, because we want the eye to go higher up. Just an anchoring point right here. Okie dokie. Everything's laid down. Make sure you smooth it out with your finger. You don't want anything lifting. Of course, it's not going to stick to wet paint too much, but you don't want it to for too long. Not for this. Okay, so now what we're working here with is your spray bottle. I'm going to get all those paper towels out of that I'm using. I'm just going to throw them on the ground here. Okay, and we're just going to kind of open this up a little bit. We're going to spray it lightly. Spray lightly. All over the quadrant though. Like an out, let's go on the bottom there. And then top. Okay, that's it. Let it sit for a few seconds. Get a paper towel. And now we're going to kind of lift some of those teardrops. Boom. See that? Creating a texture there. Let's do a little bit more. You don't have enough, just do a little more. Kind of know where you're at. Like that. See that? We're going to create textures in two different ways. I call this my teardrop technique. I've done it quite a few times in different paintings. Make sure your paper towel's dry too. See how? All you're doing is creating a water droplet texture. Kind of just squeeze your trigger carefully, or it'll flatten out. There we go. See that? There we go. Look at that, guys. A little starry texture almost. See I'm doing that? Okay, we're going to do the same thing this side. See if there's no dryness in this paper towel to suck up here. Pretty good. Need to spread a little more. And we're going to go with a little bit of white too. That's just going to show you that in a minute. Get that edge. There we go. Top one. And what you're getting here is a 3D effect after the fact. Show you that, how that's going to come about. So there you go. You got some nice interesting texture there. And we're going to do this again anyway right here. So we don't need to really pull too much of this off. Just wanted to pull a little bit off and not a lot. There we go. And now what I'm going to do, let's get that brush again. Let's get some of that water out of that. Don't want too much water in the brush. Get it out of there. Okay, get some of that black. We're going to put it right in this quadrant right here. Let's kind of smooth it out. Do it kind of semi-thin, but not too thin. Just enough to see a little bit traces of that blue. Just a little trace of that blue. Not too much. Okay, and then here again. Black and blue. Okay, this is how we're making kind of a 3D mixture. And then, of course, down the middle. Remember, nothing's going to be perfect. You just kind of just do your best. Alrighty, just like that, guys. It's working. Okay. And let's sit for a second. And then we'll spray that again. Little droplets. A little squeeze of the trigger. Don't let it sit too long. Don't let it sit too long. That's just interesting texture there. Not too long. Not too long. Just trying to show a little bit of that blue underneath. See that? So it's giving that little bit of a blue. Okay. Now what you got to do is you got to get some more paper towels. And let's see, I'm going to work down that middle here a little bit. There you go. See some of that blue showing through? It's kind of what you're after. Not the same effect as the sprinkle, but you want it to show some of the blue. That's important that you do that. Now with the same paper towel method, I'm going to get a little bit of white paint. Crumble this paper towel, just dip it in there like that. A little white paint, scrub it in good. Okay. And I'm going to get another paper towel and just kind of do that. You don't want too much on there. Just kind of do this. See what I'm doing there? I don't want it too crazy. But you want little flecks of white. See? Pull up some of the contrast. I just want to use a paper towel or plastic bag. You could do a plastic bag as well. You've probably seen people do this to their walls at home during a DIY or whatever. What the fuck they call that. Oops, sorry about the cussing. Trying to be cuss free, but it's hard for me because that's all I know how to do is cuss. Okay, so that's what's going to give us kind of a nice 3D effect. Look at that. I'm going to do the same thing over here. Nice and good. All you're doing is pulling up the contrast just a little bit more where you missed. Okay? And we're going to go ahead and do a little bit there on top of that block. And down the middle. Seeing that, guys? It's giving it kind of a pebbly effect. And it's also going to get the black a little bit of a softer, kind of a gray feel. Don't get it too harsh. I said that and then I do it, you know. Okay, like I said, you don't want to overdo it, so tap it in where it must need to be. Tap it in a little bit. You overdid it, hit it with black again. What we're trying to get is a marbly, kind of a pebbly finish. There you go. It's looking pretty good. Pretty good. And then we're going to go ahead and get a little bit of a spray here. And we're going to start out with a marbleizing silver. Let's spray that a little bit. Let's shake it a little more. And as you guys know, I usually have to wait 10 hours to pull this up or it comes off. So we're going to be kind of careful how we pull this off. And then we're going to jet it with some black to give it some contrast. Shake it a little bit. Shake it a little bit. I should have pre-shook these before I started here. Not a lot, just a little tickle. Some hair and some air, guys. There we go. And now we're going to do some reveal time here. Now it's going to probably pull up some of that webbing, so don't get scared. Just do it very carefully. Okay, there's one down. Pull this big strip here very carefully. Whoa! I said carefully, Mark, carefully. Okay. Now what you want to do is get a little bit of tape here. Have some of that thin tape. Thin tape. And we're going to put a little bit of a line right here. It's kind of a design. These are just designer pieces, guys. I don't get too crazy. I just do a nice little design. You know, I don't do nothing real crazy. These are nice to look at. It's like if you're pinstriping a car, you know. Just kind of gently put it on there. And you got to be kind of careful. And it's not going to be perfect every time. See, it's not going to be perfect. Oh, it's kind of hard to rub. Just sit there for a second. Okay. Okay. And we're going to do it again, hopefully. And it's going to be right next to that. Right next to that piece right there. That's where we got to kind of be careful. Okay. Just like the O. I'm just going to kind of gently rub it down. It's like you're pinstriping a car, you know. Okay, so that part's done. And then I'm going to do the same thing over here. And I'm going to do the same thing on the bottom. It's almost done. Almost done. But what do you think of it so far? It's coming out pretty good. Sticky stuff. Okay, let me see. Right about there. Gotta be steady though. Don't be all crazy and get all crooked. Okay. I know it's weird, but let's see. One more line here. Should do that part of it. We want to keep it in balance here. And then what's going to happen is you got to have like a little line between it. So you always got to give yourself a little spacey window. A little spacey window. So you have that nice little quadrant line. Like I said, sometimes they get curvy on you and buckle on you. Re-straighten it out if it does that. Right about there. Okay, it's not perfect, but It's good. It's good enough. Okay, so you see what I'm talking about? It's kind of delicate. We got this little delicate thing there. Okay. And I work with a lot of this pinstriping tape. It's kind of like doing car detailing, you know, in a way. So we got 2 more things to go and we're done. We're not going to do the whole thing because it'll take too long, but we'll just do that part so you know what I'm talking about. And it's just a hit and a miss, you know. Now I could do the whole thing this way if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. And I would prefer it, but I'm not, because of the video, take it 60 hours or whatever. But we're going to just show you kind of an idea of what I do. The main thing here was to see how I did the texture. Okay. And one more and we're done. One more and we're done with that tape job. Tape job. Okay, here we have it. And don't worry about these hangovers. Worry about a hangover, not a hangover. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Now what we're gonna do is get like a little brush, detail brush, and we're just gonna hit it right there. And I've done this with a marker too, but it works with paint. To get all that, don't worry about the tape there. You can paint it in after the fact. Just make sure you use good quality paint or it won't cover it that well. Okay, see how cool that is? And I'll do one over here. Almost did that with one hit. Oh my gosh, I'm getting better at this. After 30 years, yeah. Should get better at it. I was a slow kid, so guess what? I'm a slow adult now. Actually, I think I forgot one of the tapes. Might have to put one in. I think I did. I think I forgot one of the tapes. I gotta hurry. That's okay. We'll put it in real quick. We'll put it in real quick. With a pin in the E. Okay. I think I see a piece of tape I didn't do. So, let's get it in there. Holy moly. How did I forget that? Got a big hurry. Don't rush stuff. Not a big deal. Let's just get that in it real quick. Can you guys see that line there, that pinstripe? Pretty cool. Pretty cool. And you want this kind of be, you want this to be more of a solid kind of line. You'll see some blue underneath it. That's not, like I said, no big deal. No big deal. Okay, and then the other stuff you're gonna have to do like freehand. You're gonna have to get all crazy and do it freehand. So let's just go this direction. One down. Whoo! And we'll start on this end. Oh my god! Oh my god! Kind of came off on one whack. That was crazy. Stupid thing. Okay. Remember I was telling you about those loose edges. You'll have to go in there and do them by hand. No way of doing things perfectly. It's just a cool design you're after. Cool design. See, it's already kind of cool. Now, if you wanted to take more time, you could do all the lines, but we're not going to do that because I said video will go like 2 hours long, but you'll kind of get the drift of what I'm doing. And just kind of carefully do that. And do it with a shaky hand like me here. Oh well. Shaky hands are good sometimes. Okay, see? Little squiggle, little wiggle. See, I did that straight. And there you guys have it. Black and blue. I hope that worked for you guys. Thanks for watching. Peace out. Foltz, baby.